If you've been applying for jobs online and it feels like you are shouting into a black hole or sending out application after application and hearing absolutely nothing back, or what can feel even worse, getting those automated rejection emails that hit your inbox faster than someone could have even considered you. You're not imagining it, and quite frankly, you're not alone. It can really feel like applying online is a dead end. And really, depending on how you're using it in a job search, it can be. I want to shed some light on why this experience is becoming all too common for qualified, capable people, because quite frankly, the system is broken and we need to learn how to navigate in a broken system. In theory, online applications, they sound great, right? You upload a version of your resume that you've used for most jobs, but with a few minor changes, of course. You click submit, you wait, you're a match for the job, someone calls you for an interview, you're in. That's how it's supposed to work. But let me be honest, in reality, that form of passive online application has quite frankly become pretty ineffective. This is all the more reason to understand that while people are getting hired through online applications really every day, it's just one part of a job search and a career strategy, and it needs to be done right. And having some insight into what's happening behind the scenes can really help clarify where the disconnect often begins. First, let's touch on one that a number of you are probably running into, and that is you're not just trying to appeal to a human or compete with other humans. You're up against an algorithm that can be a little uncooperative, let's just say. Applicant tracking systems aren't necessarily the friend of the applicant, and these systems can be used really to manage a volume of applicants, and often they're not evaluating as well as they are eliminating. And this is where autoresponders come in. Sometimes a human designates that an applicant is to receive a thanks but no thanks email. But quite honestly, most often it's an auto-generated response from an algorithm. Resumes are screened in or out based on keywords and formatting, and really context and nuance can kind of get lost. But once the resume makes it through to human eyes, it needs to be easily read by them as well. This doesn't mean that resumes don't matter. It means that they need to be built with both in mind. A strong resume has to do a double duty, once for technology and another time for humans. The second problem is that job postings aren't always what they appear to be. Not every posting for a job is real or open or even an urgent role. Some postings exist purely to build candidate pipelines, maybe satisfy some internal HR requirements, maybe test the market and see what's out there, or to justify a hire that they've already decided on internally. This can be demoralizing, but it doesn't mean that you should quit applying. There are valid jobs out there, but with these postings in the mix, it can really lead to frustration. But as I said, this doesn't mean that you shouldn't apply. What it does mean is that timing, visibility, and positioning matter more than many people realize. You need to position yourself in context with that particular job and tailor your application well. This is really a non-negotiable if you want to be competitive in today's job market. The third problem is the volume issue, and it really warps perception. Online applying has made it so easy to apply, and because it's easy, everyone applies. A single job can receive 200, 500, even 1,000 or more applications, and no recruiter is reviewing all those in detail. Here's what often happens to all those applicants and all those candidates that they're considering. Number one, internal referrals get pulled first, and they're often given first consideration. And this is why networking is so crucial. On that note, I'm going to leave a link in the description where you can find a previous video that I posted on networking that you can check out. You may find that helpful. After that, early applicants get priority. Do your best to be in that first batch of applications. Recruiters often move pretty fast to set up interviews and fill roles early. Get your app in as soon as you can. Then they may flag candidates that they feel directly aligned for maybe backup or future roles. And after that, it's typically everybody else that just waits or gets in the rejection pile. Online applications are a noisy environment, so visibility is just as important as qualifications. Here's what we need to remember. When applying online doesn't work, most people internalize it. They start thinking, is there something wrong with my resume? Or maybe I'm not competitive anymore. Or maybe something must just be wrong with me. Yes, sometimes resumes and applications do need improvement. But another important issue is that online applications are being used as a standalone strategy when they're really meant to be one channel among several to apply for work. Online applications are a tool and should be part, but not the whole plan, and shouldn't be your primary or your only strategy. Your strategy should also include networking, referrals, how you position yourself, being prepared for interviewing and negotiations, on and on. And yes, creating a resume that works, applying selectively and early, and clearly aligning yourself with that particular role. If applying online has felt draining, that's totally understandable, but it doesn't mean that you should abandon it. It means that you should use it strategically and not let it impact you emotionally. The goal isn't necessarily to apply more, it's to apply smarter and with a clearer understanding of how hiring really works. If you want more direct help in your job search, my courses and my coaching are available at careeriq.biz. And if this has been helpful for you, please hit the like button, subscribe, and share the video. And while you're here, drop a comment down below and tell me about your experience. I'd love to hear how things are going for you. Until next time.